How do you go about finding that multi-million-dollar sponsor? Well, trust me, it isn't easy. But Jim Jordan, Alternative Marketing Manager for Mazda USA, explains where to begin.
To be honest, sponsorship and getting sponsorship, or we like to talk about partnerships, is just a sales process. And a sales process, the first thing you need to do is identify the need. What does that person, what does that company, what does that organization need, and how can I tailor my motorsports program to fulfill that need? It's as simple as that.
Sorry, drive through.
To go out and find a partner to help your motorsports program, it is a long-term project. Rather than just sending out a canned proposal, there's nothing personal about that. And most relationships are personal relationships. Whether they're involved in business or outside of business, there's still a personal touch to it. So the way to really get a partner that's going to work with you long-term, it's important to communicate with them before, if possible, sending out the proposal. My advice is never to actually just send out a cold proposal, because most of those never get read. The person you're sending them to is so busy that they don't have time to read them. By talking to them, reaching out to them, whether it's phone calls, potentially email, doing research on the company itself, and coming with the name of a decision maker, at least at that point you have a name and it shows that person that you've done the legwork. If I just get a proposal in the mail, to me it's nothing. I mean, they haven't done any legwork. They show no understanding of my company, who I represent, or what I might actually need. You have to also learn that language, the language of business. You do that, it just puts you so far ahead of most of the people. If everyone's focused on driving, and you're focused on driving, but at night you spend an hour or two doing online searches of business or reading the Wall Street Journal or reading something like that, you're going to have a huge advantage over your competition.
There's a bunch of the other cars on the lead lap and pitted already before the yellow, so...
Well, the fundamentals are the same, no matter whether you're trying to get a multi-million-dollar program for your IndyCar or NASCAR program, or whether you're trying to get a local circle track. And the best way to do that is to start reading business journals. If you're looking for a national program, it's the Wall Street Journal, because they have marketing sections. They talk about companies with new products. I like to say, if you see the word launch in a story, a business story, that's like a gold mine, because when a company's launching a brand or launching a product, they tend to have more flexible money and they're more willing to experiment with different and new programs. Especially if you see a company that's launching a program with the same demographic. The motorsports audience is pretty targetable. You know who most of those people are, and it does vary by the type of racing you do. But if they're launching a product that's being aimed at the demographic that follows your form of motorsports, that's just golden information. And then you do a little more research, try to find out who the decision makers are at that company and reach out to them. But what we like to tell